If you need help with expanding single and double brackets, you're in the right place. At Clarity Classrooms, we produce videos to help you with topics for your revision and to learn. So, expanding single and double brackets. We're going to first of all talk about what the term expand means, because in maths, expand doesn't mean getting bigger. It means we need to remove the brackets by multiplication, and I'm going to go over that and how we do it, and where and why we use it in maths, what its importance is. So when expanding, we're removing the brackets by multiplication, and if you've done factorisation, it's the opposite to that. So why and where might we use it? If we had an area of a rectangle, we were told it had a height of 3 and a width of x plus 2, and you were asked for an expression for the area. Now we know to do the area of a rectangle, we need to do the base multiplied by the height, the two multiplied by each other. So we need to do 3 multiplied by x plus 2. And if we were to write that down, we want the whole of x plus 2 multiplied by 3, which is where those brackets come in. The whole of x plus 2 is being multiplied by that 3. And now our answer is 3x plus 6. The whole of x plus 2 being multiplied by 3, just to make that clear. So it would be 3x, because we have 3 lots of the x, plus 3 lots of the 2, which is 6, okay? And that's where and why we use those brackets in maths, to show that multiplication. So when we come on to the exam style questions for expanding brackets, if it's a single bracket, we're simply multiplying the whole of the bracket by the term at the front. So 2 multiplied by x is 2x, and 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. So 2x plus 6. On to another this time. So the whole of 2x minus 5 is being multiplied by 5x. 5x multiplied by 2x, we're doing the 5 times 2 first, which is 10. And then x multiplied by x gives us x squared. So 2x times 5x is 10x squared. And then we're doing 5x multiplied by negative 5. So 5 multiplied by negative 5 is negative 25. And then we have the x there too, okay? The next one, the whole of x minus 5 is being multiplied by 4, giving us 4x. 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. So that's your single bracket. Just make sure you're multiplying both terms, or if there's more than 2 terms, all of the terms inside the bracket with the thing at the front, with the term, the number, whatever it is at the front. Right, when it comes to double brackets then, it's a little bit different. Everything needs multiplying with each other. When it was a single bracket, imagine that we just had that x there. We had to multiply the x times by the x and the x multiplied by the negative 2. That term at the front was multiplied by both terms. Now we have to do the x multiplied by both terms, but we've also got this 3 that we need to multiply by both terms. So we also need to do the 3 multiplied by x and the 3 multiplied by the negative 2. So there's 4 multiplications that need to happen here. The order isn't important, but I tend to keep the same order to make sure that we're following the same process and we don't miss one out. X multiplied by x is x squared. X multiplied by negative 2 is minus 2x. 3 multiplied by x is 3x. Now it's a positive 3x because both the 3 and the x are positive. A positive multiplied by a positive is positive. And 3 multiplied by negative 2 is minus 6. And now we can start to combine those terms together. So here we have minus 2x, and to that we're adding 3x. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1, so we have 1x. So the answer is going to be x squared plus 1x, which we just write as x, and we still have that minus 6 at the end. Okay, so not only are we expanding now, we are simplifying, making these a 2-mark question when we get onto the double brackets. Before I go any further, I think it's worth mentioning another method that some teachers use for this, and that would be the grid method. So rather than do it as an expansion like this, some teachers would ask you to write x and then the plus 3. So one of the brackets at the top, the second of the brackets down the side, and then you're multiplying them with each other. So x multiplied by x is x squared. x multiplied by 3 is 3x. X multiplied by negative 2 is minus 2x. And 3 multiplied by negative 2 is negative 6. And then you can combine your terms together. So we have x squared. These two are like terms. They're both x's, so they can combine to make just the 1x minus 6. So you're going to get the same answer. It's just whatever you prefer to do. Okay. The next one then. So once again, we need to do the x multiplied by x and the x multiplied by negative 5. And then we need to do the 4 multiplied by x and the 4 multiplied by negative 5. Okay, x multiplied by x is the x squared. X multiplied by negative 5 is negative 5x. 4 times x is 4x. It's positive 4x because they're both positive. And positive multiplied by a negative is a negative. 4 times 5 is 20, so it's going to be minus 20. Okay, let's simplify those terms together that we can. We have minus 5x plus 4x. If you're at negative 5 and you're adding on 4, we're going up from negative 5 up 4, gives us x squared minus 1x. So we just write that as minus x minus 20. You've still got there at the end, okay? Okay, another question, slightly harder because we now have a coefficient, a number in front of the x. 2x multiplied by x is 2x squared. We also need to multiply that 2x by negative 2, gives us minus 4x. Then we have the 3 multiplied by x, which is going to be positive 3x. And the 3 multiplied by negative 2, which is minus 6. So combining those like terms together, minus 4x plus 3x, negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1, giving us 2x squared minus x minus 6. Okay, so finally, lots of errors are made in this type of question. X squared plus 16 is the most common, people forgetting that there are 4 multiplications you need to do. Now, x plus 4 squared means the whole of the bracket x plus 4 is being multiplied by itself. So if you write it out in that form, you are less likely to make a mistake. Okay, x multiplied by x is giving us that x squared. X multiplied by 4 plus 4x. 4 multiplied by x is another plus 4x. 4 multiplied by 4 is 16. And so when we're collecting those like terms together, 4x plus 4x is 8x. So we have x squared plus 8x plus 16 there for your marks, okay? So it's that 8x that would usually be missed. Right, let's look at some exam style questions. You will see they're very similar to the ones we've been doing. I'm just going to show you what happens when we've got 2 single brackets that we are simplifying. And we're going to do that on this first. I want to show you a really common error. So we start by multiplying out the brackets separately. We start by multiplying out the 3 lots of x minus 2 and the 4 lots of x plus 8. So let's start there. 3 multiplied by x is 3x. 3 multiplied by negative 2 is negative 6. 4 multiplied by x is plus 4x. And 4 multiplied by 8 is 32. So you can see these are like those 2 single brackets been joined together. Okay, let's collect those terms together that are the same. We have 3x add 4x makes 7x, and we have negative 6 add 32. So 3x and 4x is 7x. Negative 6 plus 32 is the same as 32 take away 6, which gives us 26, and it's positive 26. Right, so that's how we deal with the 2 single brackets, expanding and simplifying them by collecting those like terms. However, look at this error that people make. 2 times x is fine and 2 times 5 is fine. But now we have negative 2 multiplied by x, and we have negative 2 multiplied by negative 3. Be careful with your negatives here. 2 times by x is 2x. 2 multiplied by 5 is 10. Negative 2 times x is minus 2x. Negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. So combining those together, 2x subtract 2x, they've gone. 10 add 6 is 16. final answer would be 16 there. Just remember the two negatives that form that positive. Okay, on to the exam questions. You will see they are so similar to the type of questions we've been doing, but let's just cover them. Maybe you want to pause the video now and give these a go on your own before checking your answers with me after. So expand and simplify. Once again, can you identify, look, it's two single brackets there that we need to expand and then combine them together. 2w to start with, 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. 4 multiplied by w is 4w. All positives, don't need to worry about the signs yet. 4 multiplied by -1, positive multiplied by a negative is a negative, so it's -4. So just be careful now, we have 2w and we're adding 4w, and we have 6 take away 4. Final answer then is giving us 6w plus 2. Another one now with those negative signs. If you've tried this, let's check that you've not made that error. 4 multiplied by 2c is 8c. 4 times 3 is 12. Now, -1 is effectively the number in front of it if there is no number, because we're doing negative multiplied by 5c. A negative multiplied by -1. That's such a common error here that students forget that that's a negative and a negative to make the positive. So be careful. You can imagine that as -1. -1 times by 5c is -5c. -1 multiplying -1 is +1. Okay, so be really careful there. 8c minus your 5c is 3c. 12 add 1 is 13. Okay, finally then is expand and simplify the double bracket. So w multiplied by the w and the w multiplied by -1 to start with. Then we move on to this 3. 3 multiplied by the w and 3 multiplied by the -1, giving us w squared minus 1w plus 3w minus 3. And let's combine those together. We have minus w plus 3w to combine. So we have w squared plus 2w minus 3. Okay, and they're the types of exam questions that you can expect on this. Please follow us, subscribe if this has been useful, and I'll see you in the next video.